Hello, welcome to your read, and thank you so much for being patient. Oh my goodness, I can't say that I have been. The last 24 hours have been a nightmare. My internet went down, then it came back on again, then the upload speeds were really slow, and then it went off again, and then I phoned them up and oh, we didn't work in your area. Then we had 10 hours worth of rain last night, really heavy rain. Our power went out and my kitchen's flooded a bit. So I've been doing that this morning. Oh, goodness. So, anyway, thank you so much for being patient with me. It's the joys of working from home. At the mercy of everything that goes on around. I got a feeling one of my neighbours have been having the internet installed or upgraded or something. But it all seems fine today. So your email made me laugh. It's not even a zombie, it's a death zone. Your love life, you're going to have a look at your love life. What is going on? What do you need to know? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Are you destined to be on your own forever? No, you're not going to be on your own forever. Dry spells are annoying because we think that rain is never going to come. But it always does. The sun always comes up again, you know. So first of all, this is a secret link. Only you and I have access to it. To access the reading, you need to keep your link somewhere nice and safe. First time you watch it, you may have an emotional reaction. So always come back and watch it with fresh eyes, especially as it's more of a predicting reading. Might want to come back in a week, month, 6 months time and see if there's any other messages here or see if it makes more sense at that point. Yeah, so I'm going to do a Celtic cross. What's around you at the moment? What opportunities are to come? Possible attainment, possible outcome. Try to focus on your love life. Trying to bring it back to life again. How long is it going to be dry? You know, all of those things. Going to split the deck into four elements, 4 seasons, most importantly, 4 angels, offering us a circle of protection so we can give and receive all of these messages with an open heart and an open mind. First card's all about you. Sums it up, doesn't it, really? I love doing a Celtic cross. That's how you're feeling, frustrated. You're feeling you're just stuck. Absolutely stuck. But normally with the 8 of Swords, there's some kind of restrictions that we put around ourselves. Sometimes our walls are a little bit too high. You may just be going through a phase at the moment where you kind of want to let people in, but you don't want to let them in. What's in my head is, sometimes come into my head, it's like, in the UK we have porches at the front of our house. So you have like a door, you knock on it, the front door, but then you go into this little bit and it's where you put your coats and your boots, and then you've got another door which goes into the main house. And it feels like you're like, yeah, no, I'm completely open, and the door is open, but it's only to the porch. You don't want to let anyone in the main house. You don't want them in the garden. You don't want them upstairs. You don't want them in the basement. You don't want them in the attic. But you're quite happy if they stay in the porch, as long as they don't take their coat and boots off, and as long as they don't touch anything. And you're probably hiding in the kitchen waiting for them to go away again. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And I would say to that, you just haven't met that person that's worth opening the door. But then the other thing that's just come in my head is we have safety chains on our inside door. So you haven't met anyone who you like enough to open up the inside door with the safety chain on and have a peek and maybe have a little conversation with. You just haven't met anyone. But sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be like a jail cell. You don't have to, not everyone's an enemy. And it's okay, you know, if you let them into the porch and then you're just not vibing, tell them to go away. If you invite them in for a coffee, you can tell them to go away again. I'm not talking about inviting people into your house. I'm like into your life, like giving them some time. it's okay. It's okay to go through a spell of just not feeling it with anyone. And if it's frustrating and you don't want to be on your own. But also, there's nothing wrong with holding out for the person that makes you feel good. Um, and there's a reason that you're at the Eight of Swords at the moment. There's a lead up to it, isn't there? There's a story behind how you got to that. There's a story behind there. And, you know, we don't have to unpack everything. We don't have to do all of that. But there's a reason that you're not particularly feeling anyone at the moment. It kind of feels like even if someone who maybe before you would have liked, who was your type, came in right now, you're just not in that mood. And that's okay. It's okay to just have a bit of a break. But then it's not okay to get to the point of, I'm not even going to open my porch anymore. They're not coming through the front gate. I'm not going to tell them where I live. It's like, don't get to the point where you make it harder and harder and harder for people to come into contact with you. And it's okay for you to then go, okay, I'm not comfortable with someone being this close to me, but I'm comfortable to go somewhere else, and maybe, you know, a park, a bus, a train, a workplace, a mutual place. Don't be totally closed off. Because the universe has got this thing of some of the most deep connections we will ever have are people who we meet by accident while we're doing something else. Yeah. So don't be too closed off. The question is, how long is it going to take? This is going to take forever, isn't it? That's what the question feels like with the Knight of Pentacles. Doing things properly. Building that path. You know, sometimes looking for love is a bit of an interview process. But to have that interview process, you have to like put the advertisement out there. And I'm not talking about dating sites or anything like that. I'm just talking about you have to be open to vetting people. I'd suggest have a look when you're out and about, if you do go out and about in your daily life, put your phone in your pocket and look up and look to see who's looking at you. Look to see who you can make eye contact with. Even if it's just a little old lady from down the road and you make eye contact with them and you smile at them. It's that human contact. There's something here about this. Don't get so locked away that you're not making any kind of human contact with people that you don't know. I'm not talking about messaging friends or anything like that. I'm talking about the traditional being in a supermarket and maybe saying hello to the person behind you. No matter, you know, not unless you think, if you think there might be a murderer, don't do that. But, you know, speaking to the person at the checkout, having that human contact. Try to get yourself out of the zone, your comfort zone. It's getting you out of the Eight of Swords if you want to come out of the Eight of Swords. So what's around you? The Queen of Swords, very quick to cut people off. The Queen of Swords is lovely. That's you, isn't it? You're a Libra. The Queen of the Swords at the moment is in a phase of really wants to meet someone but really doesn't either. It feels like there's a lot that's got you to this point. Now, the Queen of Swords is lovely, but when she's exhausted, she's exhausted. She just can't be bothered. She's a fantastic communicator, and when you're on her wavelength, oh my goodness, she's just so brilliant. But when she's tired and exhausted, her walls go up. The Queen of Swords is an amazing person, and she'll do a lot for anyone. she's quite bossy and independent, and she'll say it how it is. But there's a point where when you corner her, she'll she'll take it, she'll take it, and then suddenly she'll come out swinging, and that's it. Everyone's cut off, everyone's out of the picture, and depending on how much patience she's got, if she's going through a phase of she doesn't have much patience, then someone with the wrong shoelaces is probably not going to get the time of day. Because if she's closed off, she's closed off. When she's quite open, wow, there's no stopping her, you know. So there's a reason at the moment that you're protecting yourself. It feels like having gone through quite a lot of stress, and you're like, I don't want a Queen of Swords reverse to come out again. I don't want to cut anyone's head off. I don't want the drama of it, because it's exhausting, because she finds it so exhausting. Because the Queen of Swords is that type of person that life should be quite simple. So then when it isn't simple, because you see the solutions, you see the pathways, you just think, if everyone just done what they were meant to be doing, life would be so much easier. And so when people aren't doing that, you find it frustrating. Like, why can't people just be nice? Why can't people just do what they're meant to do? She doesn't like babying people. She doesn't particularly like... She's very good at bossing people, like saying it how it is rather than nurturing. But, you know, you're a very bright person. Very bright. And you probably already know why. You've been going through a dry spell anyway. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, there's something here about how you got to this point. How did you get to this point? Now, that time's over. The Nine of Wands is your resourcefulness, your inner strength, winning many battles, and knowing that you have the ability to conquer anything that comes your way. Even your worst days in life, you've got through it, and here you are. You're still standing. You kind of want love and that, but you also are not looking for the little seedlings that are growing. You want it, but you don't. You're like, no, but I really do. Yeah, I know you do. So the Emperor is in your past. It could be a past ex of yours. It could be that you've been at this space for quite a while. The Emperor gets stuck in concrete sometimes. They make a rod for their own back. You may have unconsciously a while ago decided, I'm going to be on my own for a bit, I can't be bothered with this, and accidentally manifested this quietness. So now you need to let the universe know if you are genuinely open and ready for something, and like really ready, not ready to go to battle with the next person that's going to do you over, but drop your guard a bit, trust your inner Queen of Swords, because she will come out swinging when she needs to. She's not going to need to, but you have to drop your guard a bit, and you have to let the universe know that, hey, do you know what? I'm ready to be vulnerable again. But are you? Moving forward is the Nine of Pentacles, which is really nice. It's you becoming very happy and content with where you are in life. And look, your walls aren't up anymore. You're doing your own thing. You're reaping your rewards in life that you've got for yourself because you are the Queen of Swords. It's your financial well-being as well. It's you being happy with the little world around you and being content with it. And things are growing. And it's your hard work that's got you there. And what's really nice is you're not in the house. You're not all cornered in. You're out in the garden growing and doing your own thing. And that's when you're out amongst nature and out in the real world. That's when you come into contact with people who have the same kind of interests. The Hierophant card is the secret underlying question. Am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to meet that one that I'm going to want to marry? Am I ever going to meet my person? Am I just going to be on my own forever? No, you're not going to be on your own forever. You just got to be ready for it. And trust the universe will deliver the right person at the right point. So, the timing on this, surrender into the path that you're meant to be on. There's going to be a divine connection coming your way, whether you like it or not. It doesn't feel like anyone from your past. It feels like you're moving into that space. If you don't need to be this 8 of Swords with all the doors locked, you don't need to be the 9 of Wands. You've won all your battles. You can relax a little bit, and you can start walking the path that you're meant to be walking. There's a life purpose here for you, and along that path, and while you're happy and stuff, that's when someone really very meaningful is going to come your way. So the Page of Wands, yeah, that relaxed energy, that ready for what's next, but letting go of the need to protect yourself, letting go of that feeling of I'm gonna meet someone, they're gonna be a nightmare, I'm gonna have to dump them, I'm gonna have to change my phone number. It's not thinking any of that. It's that the Page of Wands here for you feels like what's my next adventure, and what am I learning next? Who's around me, who's loyal, who wants to go on an adventure with me? Who am I going to meet on the way there? What messages are going to be there? What connections are going to be there? It's that young joyfulness again. And then we've got the Knight of Swords. You're going to meet your match. You are going to meet your match. The Knight of Swords is eyes on your prize. Off you go. But it also feels like the Queen of Swords finally meeting the Knight of Swords eventually, and it's along this path of, it feels like you're going to be going through quite a happy time. It does. And then you're not going to have to do anything. They're going to do the work. They're going to put the work in, which the Queen of Swords will probably push back on a bit and be like, oh, no, you're not love bombing me, I'm setting the rules. But the Knight of Swords won't give up. I'm going to do a 9-card spread. I want to know more about this Knight of Swords who is going to make you let them in, because letting them into the porch isn't going to be enough. They're going to make you let them in. And the more resistant you are, the more they're going to try. There's a difference between being completely closed off and being a bit resistant. You know, it's an interview process. The questions need to get harder. But being open to it. 9-card spread, looking at the Knight of Swords. We want to know more about that, please. I'm going to split the deck into 4. I do think you're going to be single for a bit, though. But you're going to be moving into this. Okay. Love's going to take care of itself. I don't need to do that. The 8 of Wands, lovely. The 5 of Cups, reverse landing from the past. The 2 of Swords. You're moving into this place of balance, which is an ideal card for a Libra female. It's that feeling of, do you know what, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to meet someone important when I'm ready, and they're ready, and the stars align, and we all come into place. There's that inner balance. It's not high emotion, it's not low emotion, it's just that midway point. The 8 of Wands feels like you've got good news coming in to do with either a career path or life purpose path, to do with this adventure with the Page of Wands. The 5 of Cups reversed is learning from the past, and finally letting go of the past. Whoever the Emperor represents, if it represents someone in your past, or if it's just letting go of the control a little bit. We've got the 7 of Wands reversed. The 4 of Cups reversed. You're going to get bored waiting, but then you've got the 4 of Wands. So when you least expect it, this person's going to come in, and I know that sounds really frustrating. The 7 of Wands reversed. You're going to stop fighting. You're going to stop being defensive, and you're going to stop being stubborn. The 4 of Wands is one of my marriage cards. House moves as well, relocations sometimes, but also celebrations. If the Page of Wands symbolises education in any kind of way, training, jobs, a side hustle, could be celebrations to do with that. But the Four of Cups is, I'm waiting for love, but also all around you, the rest of your life is okay. It's okay, I'll wait for love. I'm open to it, but don't let yourself get bored. You've got plenty of things to be doing. The Empress, the Judgment cards, and then the Ace of Wands. Judgment card coming out twice. Wow, magical. Surrendering to the path that you're on. Surrendering to the universe, surrendering to your angel guides, surrendering to that when the Knight of Swords sees you and they want to claim you, and you're going to let them. And it feels like they're a nice person. The Empress is natural growth. If you thought about going into your own business, side hustle, changing jobs or something like that, now's the time to do it. If you're thinking about gardening or growing things, the Empress is all about natural growth and abundance. And it comes from effort, but she's just amazing. The Ace of Wands feels like the attraction with somebody, a spark, a fresh new love interest, but also there's an element here of, I don't necessarily think you're in a transition period in life, but it does feel like there's something coming that you feel like, I'm going to grab this opportunity and I'm going to run with it, and you're going to make it yours, and rightfully so. And what's really nice is, your guard's up at the moment, but it's going to kind of melt away. You're going to have no choice but for it to melt away. Because the universe has got plans for you. And it feels like whoever this Knight of Swords is, they're going to make you laugh. They're going to be really funny. They're going to be a bit of a class clown. And it may be, once you've got to know them, you may have a moment where you're with them and you suddenly think, if I'd have met them 20 years ago or 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been interested. It feels like your type changing in a way. So the thing that I'm picking up is eye contact's really, really important, and human contact. Keeping a habit of simply connecting with strangers in those little flights of human contact, because that's telling the universe, I'm open. So if someone holds a door open for you, make sure you look them in the eye and you say thank you, and you smile at someone, or you just do something that makes someone else feel good. There's this saying, isn't there, of if you smile at someone, they then smile and they pass it on to somebody else, and then this smile that started from you passes through 50 people in a day, because it puts everyone in a good mood. For whatever reason, that message is there. So you're the Queen of Swords. Your love life isn't going to be dead in the water for too long. You're just in that phase at the moment. There's other things that you need to be doing, and you've got a lot of good things coming. It's a very positive reading. So I'm going to wrap you in a massive bubble of protection so your angels take you on your way. And thank you so much for letting me read for you.